In the year 1397, while the golden pavilion of King Kkuneumjil was rising in Kyoto, an empire of unprecedented wealth governed the western seas from Yamaguchi. This was the domain of the Ouchi clan. Sovereign over 6 provinces, masters of the Asian trade routes, their absolute monopoly on power made even the shogun tremble in envy and fear. Claiming descent from the ancient royal blood of the Korean kingdom of Baekje, the Ouchi did not just hoard gold, they sought the ultimate aesthetic status. From across the sea, they carried back the most exquisite treasure of the Joseon courts, mother-of-pearl lacquerware. But the apex of indulgence breeds sudden ruin. In 1551, a violent internal betrayal reduced the Ouchi palace to ashes overnight. The empire vanished into blood and smoke. Yet hidden within the inferno, one silent witness survived. It was a Joseon mother-of-pearl Lotus scroll box, a masterpiece born from the fluid harmony of nature and human endurance. To create its canvas, lacquer must be painstakingly bled from wild trees that take a decade to mature. Upon this deep, eternal blackness, Joseon craftsmen laid over 45,000 microscopic fragments of Abalone shell. Using the Kkuneumjil, the break-and-lay technique, they sliced the shell into threads finer than silk, snapping them with a blade to trace the infinite loops of lotus vines. Through Touchal, they intentionally fractured the iridescent surfaces, allowing the light to shatter into 1,000 organic spectrums. For centuries, this chest drifted through the shadows of Japan, hidden in private vaults and dusty attics. As it slept, its homeland fractured. By the early 20th century, the Joseon dynasty fell under colonization. Royal workshops were dismantled, and the master craftsmen became anonymous factory laborers, forced to produce commercial souvenirs for the shelves of luxury colonial department stores. But the true soul of the lacquer could not be commodified. In the year 1397, it was an emblem of the elite. By 1900, it became a global sensation. When Korean mother-of-pearl was unveiled at the Paris Exposition Universelle, the Western avant-garde stood mesmerized. Western collectors looked beyond the surface. They saw an aesthetic philosophy that rejected ostentatious luxury, choosing instead to capture the raw, untamed elegance of the cosmos within a box measuring just 46 centimeters. The deep black lacquer was not mere paint, it was the infinite void of the night sky. The abalone was not mere shell, it was captured starlight. Thus, the Joseon box became the ultimate target for high-end global collectors scattered across prestigious international auctions. After 400 years of exile, wandering through the private collections of Japanese aristocrats and international connoisseurs, the box finally awoke. In the 21st century, it emerged into the high-stakes arena of the global art market. Through the passionate devotion of young cultural patrons, the young friends of the National Museum of Korea, this displaced masterpiece was bought back. It was a miraculous repatriation, healing a wound of wartime plunder and colonial loss. Look closely at the intertwined lotus buds, the unyielding vines, and the delicate crackle of the shell. It is a portrait of survival. Kingdoms fall, empires burn to ash, and centuries pass in silence. But the lacquer endures, holding the eternal light of an ancient kingdom within its pitch-black soul.